So welcome to another video here at Back to Classics, and today is all about the project finale of the Ducati 750 F1 Santamonica. We saw two previous episodes where we touched everything on this bike that needed touching, and it is now up and running, and as you can see, we take it out in this lovely spring weather here in Holland. So let's first dive in what we have all done to this bike already.
Let's first remove the fairing. So here we can see how filthy this lower fairing actually is. There we go. So there you have it, all the carburetor parts now perfectly clean. The amount of corrosion here on the headers doesn't look very nice. I'm going to change new filter, new crush washer for the drain plug. Next job, since the thing is properly nasty, we're going to attack it with brake cleaner. And for that I dressed up for the occasion. Maybe we should fix that. What an idiot tire size this is. One flat tire, by the way. Yep, the dashboard lights are functioning well. Perfect. It has been neglected, the poor thing, as you saw, with a lot of dirt and parts that were not even fixed. That's one fork leg. As per the repair manual, we should be replacing the oil. So, front fork fitted, mudguard fitted, and that tightened. You can then fit the axle in there. Beautiful. Brakes as well. I fitted a new sprocket to the sprocket carrier, and the brake is working as well. Right, that's the old belts off. That's the belts in place. That all sounds perfectly. That's done. And that's both carburetors now finished. Full exhaust system now fitted. Time to continue with finalizing the bike. First up, the fuel tank. Right, so let's go ahead with the polishing. So we got the Santamonica back in one piece. And what a piece it is actually, because I absolutely came to adore this bike. So without further ado, let's take this beauty on the road. So welcome on board this lovely 750 F1 Santamonica. Now you saw us working on this bike in two previous videos. We did a lot of work which was needed and necessary because this is a very special bike, of course. Limited run of only 200 made, and it's worthwhile getting this bike sorted out and getting it back on the road again like we are now. So the bike was kept in a very, very good condition in general, but yeah, there was a lot of neglect. It had been standing in a shed for many, many years, and that showed with a lot of dirt on the bike, but also some issues that were not attended to, and that is what we all did in the previous two episodes, where we touched everything that needed touching on this bike. So in all, a very, very nice project. And I can report that this bike is now handling and performing very, very well. This is how Ducati meant this bike to be. Yes, it's a really great performing 750 engine, one of the earlier belt-driven engines, of course. After the Panta introduction in 1979, Ducati further improved the belt engine, first in a 500cc form, later in a 600, 650. And in this instance in the 750 form, and the engine was improved on the Santamonica and special models with hotter cams, beautiful inlet tract, and that is what you notice when you're underway with this great bike. Carburetors as well, all set up, and of course after cleaning, completely rebuilt. The bike is picking up very, very well. You could argue that at some point that we Might have to put some more kilometers on the bike first, but at some point to take it to a rolling road for final adjustment, making sure that the carburetors are fully adjusted to this engine. But for now we have used the vacuum gauges to synchronize them, and they're functioning very well. The rest of the bike too, suspension all done, very nice. Brakes are good. So again, I can report that this bike is performing very, very well.
There is a lot to tell about the 750 F1 and these 3 special editions that followed as well. But we already did a video on the 750 Montjuic and the Laguna Seca and the Santamonica, as we see here. So we'll link that up if you want to know more about the historic background of these models. But just to go over it in an overview for this video, this of course is the last of the 3 special editions of the 750 F1. It was shown to the public late 1987, I must say, and introduced in 1988. This of course is a 1988 registered example. What it featured, it was a throwback to the first of the 3 special editions, the Montjuic, as it got the same wheels, Marvick Acron special wheels, 16-inch, as we discussed already, a magnesium centerpiece bolted to a aluminium highly polished outer rim, and that is where the tires are fitted to, specific to the Montjuic and this one, the Santamonica. Rear swing arm as well, specific for this model, and aluminium. And then of course there was the bodywork that was largely taken from the Laguna Seca rather than the Montjuic, as this is a biposto, so you can take your girlfriend with you, although in this case there are no footrests mounted, but you can of course fit these. So that's also unique to the Santamonica. And then of course the color scheme, which was specific for the Santamonica, which is in this lovely pearl white and red color scheme. In this instance, all original. I couldn't find any panel that was ever painted other than the original paint from the factory. So this bike being in a beautiful original condition, and that shows with the care it had taken throughout its life. Now it may have been neglected for a number of years, but it has not been mangled with in any way. So absolutely a beautiful example of this 750 F1 Santamonica. Let's put another few kilometers on this bike and head back to the workshop.
So we're underway again. It's on roads like these that this bike really comes to its own. You might want to get used to this 16-inch wheel set. Obviously this is from a time that looked to be the future, but eventually 17-inch wheels became the norm on sports motorcycles, after it being 18-inch earlier. But these 16-inch wheels, yeah, a lot of people would not have experience riding a bike with these smaller wheels, and you will find that the gyroscopic effect is a little less than what you probably are used to. It takes some time to get used to, but eventually the bike gives you all the confidence you need to really ride it hard, because that is what this bike is originally intended to, being a true hardcore sports motorcycle. Of course, it's very light, it's nimble, it's in true Ducati style, a racing bike that can also be used on the road. I say also be used because it's with the sitting position being quite cramped, and this bike being a true hardcore motorcycle, it is not the most comfortable bike you will ever find, but one that will give you all the joy when you try to get all of the things out of it on roads like these. Yeah, really a great bike. One of Ducati's finest, arguably one of the best of the 1980s Ducati ever made, and in this form now very well sorted and functioning very well. This is an absolute beauty of a classic motorcycle to be enjoyed on roads like these. Let's get back to the workshop and we can wrap this project up and move on to the next one.
So, back in the workshop, project finale, and that concludes this project here at Back to Classics. A lovely 750 F1 Santamonica. You don't find them any better than this, I'm absolutely convinced about that. So, lovely project, some nice videos we made along the way, I'm sure. And if you agree with me, please be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us a lot. And we thank you very much for watching. Toodaloo-dokey, see you next time.